feel like I am being covered.
All right. So what do you want to say?
I want to be like, I want to be like exonerated, I guess, of like anything wrong. And I want him, okay, the police are here. I want a restraining order against Christian Kelly.
We don't issue those.
Because, no, I'm
to
serious.
courts.
Can I do that? Where
You have to go to court. You have to go to downtown.
How can I make myself first? Because I know him and he would do it.
A young couple living in a luxury Miami high-rise seemed to have everything most people dream about. She was a famous social media influencer with millions of followers. He was a successful businessman with a bright future ahead of him. From the outside, their lives looked perfect. But behind the doors of their expensive apartment, their relationship was falling apart. On April 3, 2022, a frantic 911 call shocked investigators. 27-year-old Christian Bumsley had been stabbed in the chest inside the apartment he shared with his girlfriend, influencer Courtney Clenney, better known online as Courtney Taylor. Courtney claimed she acted in self-defense. Prosecutors believed it was murder. For years, the case divided public opinion, raising difficult questions about domestic violence, self-defense, and whether social media fame influenced the investigation. Then, just as the highly anticipated trial was approaching, everything changed. Instead of letting a jury decide her fate, Courtney's legal team reportedly accepted a plea deal. Why would they do that after years of insisting she acted in self-defense? Let's take a closer look at one of the most controversial true crime cases in recent years. To continue this case, please like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more true crime stories. Before tragedy struck, Courtney Clenney had built a successful online career as a fitness model and influencer. She had millions of followers across social media platforms and earned a living through modeling and content creation. Christian Bumsley, on the other hand, was a successful cryptocurrency trader and businessman. Friends described him as intelligent, respectful, and deeply committed to his relationship with Courtney. The couple had been together for nearly 2 years. Although they often shared happy moments online, people close to them painted a very different picture. According to neighbors, building staff, and police reports, loud arguments were common. Several people claimed they frequently heard screaming coming from the apartment. Police were reportedly called to the couple's home multiple times because of domestic disturbances. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered that the relationship had become increasingly toxic. Surveillance videos from previous incidents appeared to show Courtney physically attacking Christian in public. One video showed her striking him inside an elevator while he seemed to make little effort to fight back. Those images quickly spread across social media and became an important part of public discussion surrounding the case. However, Courtney's defense team argued there was much more to the story than those videos revealed. They claimed Christian could also become aggressive during arguments and that their relationship involved mutual abuse. According to the defense, Courtney had lived in fear and acted only because she believed her life was in danger. Everything came to a tragic end on April 3, 2022. That afternoon, the couple were inside their luxury apartment at the One Paraíso condominium in Miami. At some point, another argument broke out between them. Exactly what happened during those final moments remains heavily disputed. What everyone agrees on is that Christian suffered a single stab wound to the chest. The wound pierced his heart, causing massive internal bleeding. Courtney immediately called 911.
I feel my arm. But my boyfriend is dying of a stab.
Emergency responders rushed to the apartment and transported him to the hospital, but despite doctors' efforts, he was pronounced dead. Courtney told investigators she had acted in self-defense. According to her version of events, Christian had attacked her during an argument, leaving her terrified. She claimed she grabbed a kitchen knife and threw it toward him from several feet away in an attempt to stop the attack. She insisted she never intended to kill him. Investigators were not convinced. Crime scene experts carefully examined the apartment, blood evidence, medical reports, and the knife itself. Prosecutors later argued that the physical evidence did not support Courtney's explanation. They believed the angle and depth of the wound suggested Christian was much closer to Courtney than she claimed when he was stabbed. Their forensic experts questioned whether the fatal injury could have happened simply by throwing a knife across the room. Investigators also reviewed surveillance footage, witness interviews, phone records, and text messages exchanged between the couple over many months. Those messages painted the picture of a relationship filled with jealousy, emotional conflict, and repeated arguments. Despite Christian's death in April 2022, Courtney was not immediately arrested. Instead, she traveled to Hawaii, where she entered a mental health treatment facility. The delay in her arrest sparked criticism from many people, especially Christian's family, who believed justice was being delayed because of Courtney's celebrity status. Months later, after prosecutors completed their investigation, Courtney was arrested in Hawaii and extradited back to Florida. She was charged with second-degree murder. From that point forward, the legal battle became one of the most closely watched criminal cases in the country. Prosecutors argued that Courtney had a documented history of violent behavior toward Christian. They planned to introduce surveillance videos, witness testimony, and evidence of previous domestic incidents to show she had repeatedly assaulted him before the fatal stabbing. Their position was clear: Christian was the victim, and Courtney intentionally killed him. The defense strongly rejected those claims. They maintained that Courtney was not a murderer but a victim of domestic violence who had finally reached a breaking point. Her attorneys fought to introduce text messages that they believed showed Christian apologizing after arguments and acknowledging his own aggressive behavior. They argued those messages would help explain why Courtney believed she needed to defend herself. For months, both sides argued over which evidence should be presented to a jury. The admissibility of text messages, videos, expert testimony, and witness statements became the focus of numerous court hearings. As the trial approached, legal experts across the country debated the strength of both sides. Some believed prosecutors had enough forensic evidence to secure a murder conviction. Others felt the defense might convince jurors that reasonable doubt existed because of the couple's complicated history. Then came a surprising development. Reports emerged that Courtney Clenney's legal team had accepted a plea agreement. Legal analyst Mark Garagos explained that this decision likely had little to do with abandoning the self-defense argument. Instead, he believed it reflected a practical calculation about risk. According to Garagos, every criminal trial carries uncertainty. Even if a defense team believes it has a strong case, there is no guarantee that 12 jurors will agree. If convicted of second-degree murder, Courtney faced the possibility of spending the rest of her life in prison. A plea agreement, however, would provide certainty. Garagos suggested the agreement likely reduced the charge to manslaughter, giving Courtney a fixed prison sentence instead of risking a life sentence after trial. In his opinion, the defense probably concluded that accepting a guaranteed outcome was safer than gambling everything before a jury. While many legal experts viewed the reported plea as a strategic decision, Christian Abumsali's family continued to express disappointment. They have consistently maintained that Christian was the true victim in the relationship and that they wanted the case fully presented before a jury. The case has sparked conversations around the world about domestic violence involving male victims, the challenges of evaluating self-defense claims, and whether public perception changes when the accused is a woman rather than a man. It also highlighted how social media fame can place intense public attention on a criminal investigation long before a verdict is reached. As of the latest developments, the reported plea agreement marks a major turning point in the case. Rather than allowing a jury to determine guilt or innocence, the reported deal would bring the years-long legal battle to an end with a negotiated sentence, subject to court approval and final proceedings. Whether people see the outcome as justice or compromise, one fact remains unchanged: Christian Abumsali lost his life, and two families will forever live with the consequences of what happened inside that Miami apartment on April 3, 2022. The Courtney Clenney case serves as a reminder that relationships can hide painful realities behind closed doors. It also shows how difficult it can be for investigators, attorneys, and juries to separate emotion from evidence when deciding what truly happened. What do you think about this case? Do you believe the reported plea agreement was the right decision, or should the case have gone to trial? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another true crime story. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.